Hello mathematicians, I hope by the end of this video you can say I can solve one-step equations. So say we have the equation right here. Say we're to have h plus 2 equals 7. So what we want to do is we want to get h by itself. And by itself I mean by itself on the side of the equal sign that it is. So let's just draw a little dotted line down this right here, okay? So currently we have h plus 2 on the left side of this line and 7 on the other side of the line. So we want to get rid of this plus 2. So how do we get rid of a plus 2? Well, we have to undo it. So what do you think is the opposite of adding 2? Well, that is going to be subtracting 2. So I need to subtract 2. So think of this line as something that you need to keep even. If you do something on the left side of this line, you also need to do it on the right side. So if we subtract 2 over here, then we need to subtract 2 over here. So that gets rid of that. Okay, so h plus 2, and now we subtract 2. So 2 minus 2 is 0. So technically I could write h plus 0 right there, but the plus 0 really doesn't do anything. So let's just get rid of that. So we get h equals, and 7 minus 2 is 5. So our answer to this is going to be h equals 5. We can verify the answer to this solution by plug it in. Let's try that out. So we can go, so instead of h plus 2 equals 7, we could do 5, which is our value for h. We could input the 5 for h. So 5 plus 2 equals 7. 5 plus 2 is 7. And we know 7 equals 7. So this is a good answer. So h equals 5 is our answer to this equation, h plus 2 equals 7. Let's try a few more examples here. So let's go with 3z equals negative 12. Okay, so this 3z means 3 times z. So again, we want to get z by itself on this side of the dotted line right here. So z is currently being multiplied by 3. So how do we undo that? Well, we can divide by 3. So let's just draw a line underneath it. That means division, remember? And it kind of looks like a fraction symbol, but it's the same thing. Fractions are just division, the numerator, the denominator. So instead of multiplying by 3, we want to undo that. So we're going to divide by 3. And again, if you do that on the left side of this dotted line, you need to do it on the right side of this dotted line. So let's also divide this by 3. Well, we know 3 divided by 3, those undo each other. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. So we technically could write 1z right here, but the 1 doesn't really do anything. 1 times z is just z. So let's be more concise. Let's just write z equals, let's bring that equals sign down, negative 12 divided by 3. Well, that is going to be negative 4. And there we go. There is our answer. Z equals negative 4. Again, we could substitute that in just to verify our answer. 3 times negative 4 does equal negative 12. So there we go. We've got a good answer. Let's do a couple more here. So we got negative h over 4 equals negative 5. So again, this line right here, this just means division. Again, it kind of looks like it's a fraction, but that's actually what a fraction is division. So we need to undo this. So it's being divided by, h is being divided by negative 4. So how do we undo dividing by negative 4? Well, let's multiply it by a negative 4. So we're going to multiply by negative 4. And if you divide this left side by negative 4, you also need to multiply the right side by negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 4 is just 1, so they undo each other, and the negatives also undo each other. So all that we're left with now is h equals negative 5 times negative 4. Well, that's going to be 20. So here we go. We get h equals 20. All right, one last example. And this one actually is going to be using a fraction. So let's go with 4 over 5 x equals 8. So right now x is being multiplied by 4 over 5. So what we would want to do is we would want to divide it by 4 over 5. So we could go divided by 4 over 5, but that looks a little bit wonky and just kind of gross. So how can we clean that up? What is the same as dividing by 4 over 5? Remember our rules with keep, change, flip. So instead of dividing by 4 over 5, let's change this to multiplied by 5 over 4. These 5s cancel each other out. These 4s cancel each other out. And we also have to do that on this other side. So we multiply by 5 over 4. Let's put the 8 over 1. And we know, so now we get x equals 8 times 5 is 40 over 1 times 4 is 4. 40 divided by 4 is 10. So we have our answer of x equals 10. So those are just 4 different examples. One was using addition, one multiplication, one division, and another with multiplying by a fraction. So by now you can say I can solve one-step equations.